Okay, 3:11.
What time?
9:11. Oh, you're deaf? Okay, all set now.
The first time I ran away, I was 7, and I went downtown. I don't know why I went there. I guess it was because it was far away and nobody knew me, but I ran away quite a few times. And I ran away when I was 8 to a friend's house, and they took me home, and I got in a lot of trouble for that.
Supposed to be downtown? Supposed to be down here? That's where you got in trouble last time, eh? Downtown?
She might be down here.
Okay, what's she going to say when I tell her you're down here?
My dad was a criminal all his life. Yeah, like he was in Kingston, Penn, Medon, Guelph. So anyway, my mom just has this hate for me. Like, she hates me. She actually told me to my face she hates me.
I ran away from home when I was 13 because I didn't get along with my dad for a while. And it's kind of hard living with somebody that you don't get along with. Everybody wants a second home, okay? Like on the street, they want the streets and they also want a home, right? But they don't want to be with their parents, or their parents don't want to be with them.
My mother and I got into a fight, another one, and I was threatening to leave. And she was saying, okay, fine, go. We were standing on the back stairway in the house, and she grabbed me and she was calling me a liar and hitting my head against the wall. So I turned around and I hit her, and she fell down the stairs. I broke her jaw, and she was out cold on the floor, so I went down in my room, packed some of my stuff, and left.
What's your mother's name?
Virginia Telephone.
I'm calling. What's the number? My name is Michael George. I work with Metropolitan Toronto Police Juvenile Task Force. The Juvenile Task Force function is an old-clothes unit, mainly involved in working downtown Toronto, with general appearance of fitting into the street scene, long hair and old clothes and this type of thing, for the purpose of being the eyes and ears of different other units that are involved with us as far as what's happening on the streets with kids and whatnot. They're to locate missing juveniles and other juveniles involved in various crimes, prostitution, drugs, D&E rings, and also the adults that run these kids and whatnot.
The first feeling I had, I was scared to death. Essentially just fear, like, what am I doing? What's going to happen to me? Am I going to survive? And it's scary. I've lived on the street, the park bench scene, the parks, and I did that for a year once. I actually lived in a car for 6 months. About a day and a half to realize that, what am I doing? I know nothing about the street. I don't know where I'm going to eat, where am I going to get money, clothes, the whole bit.
The streets are rough. They're really rough, and you've got to know the streets. You got to know how to live on the streets, or you're just not going to make it.
No, I'll take it easy. I'll fucking do what you guys have to do.
My personal opinion of the police is they're just out trying to do their job. They're trying to straighten people out. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people think they're hard knocks are just out to punch heads. But I don't always agree with the way they do their job.
Yeah, cooperate, man. Like, fuck. This is fucking harassment.
Without a doubt, I have never, since I've been on this job, arrested a juvenile that hasn't come from a very poor or shattered family background. 90% to 95% of all the kids, the juveniles that I've arrested, are either raised by a single parent or from a broken home, in which case they're raised by society through group homes, things along that type of line. What do you charge? $50, eh? What's that for a blowjob? What about up the ass? What do you charge for that? Or you don't do that? Just blowjobs and hand jobs, eh? How old are you? This kid's story is he's 17 years old, comes from Hamilton. He comes to Toronto every weekend. The reason he comes here is to prostitute himself to other males. He works at a well-known place called the Track area, which is well calling out gay, trolling her. He comes from a very poor family background, and this is a way, I guess, a little excitement for him and make an easy buck. You got to be pretty hard-nosed to be able to survive, first of all, on the street. Because first of all, you don't have any money. You don't have any money, you don't survive. So these kids will do anything in order to get money, and usually it starts out with small-time crime. They'll steal, they'll do a B&E, that's a break and enter, and they'll get caught once or twice by the police.
The first thing when you wake up in the morning is where your first meal is going to come from. Okay, and if you don't get that, then it's either just hanging around with people and trying to get something. You get into stealing and everything. Nobody will give you a job. They look at you and forget it. You know, we don't want you working for us.
The Eaton Center, after it was built, housed a lot of these street people and whatnot because it's warm in the wintertime and it's cool in the summertime. It's a good place to hang around, basically hang around. First opened up, had all kinds of problems with missing kids from school during the daytime, and at nighttime your runaway kids going there to meet as a meeting point, and they set up scores there. You know, certain game, we're going to do a B&E that night. They'll go there and plan it all, set it all up. Or they go down there and they shoplift. It's a big, wide open market down there is what it is.
Okay, money is what counts when you're on your own. There's nobody there to feed you, nobody there to put clothes on your back, nobody there to smile at you. There's nothing. Like, the cops talked to me, and that was the first time in my whole life that anyone ever talked to me and asked the question, why?
Hello, can I speak to Mrs. Pettipas, please? Thank you. Hello, Mrs. Pettipas. All right, it's Police Constable George with Metro 52 Division calling. Downtown with your daughter, Laura. And I arrested her about 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I don't know if you remember, I was the same officer. She was in the Biltmore Theater. Do you remember that? When she was missing. Okay, I recognized her again on the street down here, and I just wanted to phone you and find out what the situation was, whether you knew she was down here or what. You didn't. She's not supposed to be down here. Where did she tell you she was going? Where the beaches is. Okay, well, she's down here now, and there's no doubt she'd come down to meet some friends of hers and whatnot and do whatever kids do on Thursday night when it's raining. Yeah. So, well, you know, we're going to take her into 52 Division. You can have somebody, you're going to come down and pick her up there, or? Okay. And we'll be in there in about 5 minutes. Okay, ma'am? You're welcome. Bye now. Child in need of protection. Under arrest. Man, believe it, because it just happened, dear.
People had talked to me. People had said, when I was little, what the hell are you doing running away at 7 years old? You know, what's going on with this kid? Most people are just so blind to all the problems. Like, how many times do you hear of a 7-year-old kid running away?
Bye.